Welcome back to the Lost Mountain Saga. That's right.
Who's this?
I'm gonna GM this time. Just kidding. It's Sydney. Here's the intro. Ready? Ellie, Anne, these are rapid fire questions.
Oh, shit.
Good. This is a good reaction from the both of you. All right, Ellie, favorite dessert?
Cinnamon buns.
And favorite form of transportation?
That's a much shittier question.
Just say
I was thinking of dessert. Okay, hold on. Public transportation, best form?
Favorite.
Favorite
she's
form.
stalling.
I know
She's
she is.
cheating.
I know.
No, I don't know. This is not
Boats.
rapid.
This is not rapid.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Uber.
Ellie, favorite color?
Blue.
You looked me so deep into my eyes.
Because I'm lying. I don't. It's
What?
not. I just said
Also,
it was a
You
rapid
guys are
question.
so bad at rapid questions. What in the world? I can imagine you doing a Rorschach test, and they're like, "All right, what does this ink blot look like?" You're like,
try
"A
it.
butterfly." No, wait. No. A car. No. Wait. A woman. Nope. And the
Well,
therapist is like, "Get
every
out."
form of public transportation is public for me because I don't drive.
An interesting caveat. Have either of you taken the trains in the U.S. and done like the sleeper car or like?
No.
No.
Me neither.
Man, take us on a train trip.
Yeah, can we do a
Ellie,
train
job.
episode?
Maybe.
A train job. Can we do?
Maybe.
Can we rob a train?
Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah. Well, I have some stuff for you in the future, but
Also, hashtag not sponsored by Uber. And when I say Uber, I mean easily summoned cars. I'm not.
Car
I don't-
service.
Yeah,
Yeah.
car service. I don't support Uber and the way they support their employees.
And who knows what's going on when this app comes out?
Yeah,
Maybe
who
something
knows?
really
Please
fucked
don't-
up.
Please don't cancel us.
Imagine like right before this episode comes out, it's like Uber. They discover that the CEO of Uber, and Anne's like, I love Uber.
I love Uber.
the
They're
best
just gonna
form
cut
of
that
transportation.
One. They're gonna cut that one sentence
Oh,
out.
man.
But wait,
Under
so
duress.
those are your rapid questions.
Well, I ran out because you guys were too slow.
No,
no.
do more.
Do
one.
more?
Give me one
Yeah,
more,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I
You
will.
gotta give us another
I
shot.
will.
I'm gonna
I will
try-
give you.
I'll be
okay.
better for you.
I will think about it in a millisecond.
All right, Anne.
Oh no. Yep.
Favorite type of clothing to wear?
Ooh, tank top.
Oh yes. Okay, I feel that.
Because it's almost like you're not wearing anything at all.
I feel that because I'm a sweaty person, so
yeah,
I'm like,
also that.
I'm
but
like
I
tank
wasn't gonna
tops
go there.
under everything I wear, so I can strip down.
Yeah.
Ellie.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite place you've been to?
Africa.
Oh.
Kenya, Tanzania, Zanzibar.
Whoa. Damn. I've never been to Africa.
I would like to
Super
submit a
cool.
complaint about my questions.
Okay. Hold on.
Ellie's been able to answer questions about desserts and fantastic places. I have spoken about items of clothing
Okay.
and vehicles.
Okay.
How
All right,
dare
and
you.
I have a rapid question for you.
okay.
Favorite part of the man?
Oh.
Oh no.
The
No, I
seat.
can definitely tell you it's the trapezius, like the shoulders.
Oh yes.
Yeah, like if they've got good shoulders, there's something about.
Oh wait, I have one for both of you.
Yeah.
Now that we've went into like relationship territory.
Ooh.
What's your love language? Do you guys know?
Love language?
Yeah.
Like-
Have you ever taken that quiz?
Like French?
Nope. Those are romance. Some would say those are love languages. This is a thing. Like your love language, you take a quiz, and basically there's I think 5 major ones: physical touch, verbal affirmations, gift giving, acts of service.
Cunnilingus.
Cunnilingus is the last one. No. What is the last? Do you remember what is the last one?
I don't remember.
Fuck, now I'm thinking about oral.
Yeah, that's
I think mine is acts of service, but the way that I would specify it is that when somebody has listened to me and then comes back to me later with like a thoughtful gesture. It doesn't have to be an item, but if they're like, I listened to how much you liked this person, I found this awesome article about it. Like,
Okay.
you should read it. Like, then I feel that I've been heard because
Yeah.
that's nice.
That is very nice.
What is your love language, Sid?
I was thinking about it. A friend had posted on Instagram asking people, like, what are examples of your love language? And people were talking about, like, moments. And for me, I was like, man, you know what I love? When I'm, like, reading or working in a corner in my apartment, and somebody I love comes up and just gives me, like, a little squeeze.
Oh, I do love that.
You know? And they're just
Aw.
saying, like, I'm here, you know, if you want to come hang out or talk, but I know you're busy, and, like, I'm here. I'm just letting you know. And I feel like physical touch is huge for me. Love to hug my friends. Love to hug my family.
Yeah.
Love to kiss my partner. Like, it's just like I need the physical touch.
Yeah.
What about you?
Well, after 12 years of marriage, I can safely say I don't have a love language.
Okay.
I'm
don't
dead
have one?
inside.
Depressing.
There's nothing that Chris could do to like. What is the thing that Chris does
That you just love.
You
You're
love
like,
the most?
my love. I don't know if this is a love language, but the thing, something with Chris is that every morning he turns around and looks at me and smiles. And I mean, and
Wait, I'm crying. That's really nice.
That is very sweet.
yeah, like I just love how he's so positive and happy all the time, and I think that's why we work, because I bring the negativity into the relationship.
Anne's crying. That wasn't a sneeze. That was her crying. She was crying.
And
She
it
was
opened
crying.
up my sinuses.
That is oh man, that's very sweet.
It's really sweet. I mean, what else do you need?
I know,
Yeah.
just a smile. And this is also now making me realize why we record at night and late in the day, because Ellie's not a morning person. We tried to do this at 9 a.m. Ellie would be like, shut the fuck up.
Oh yeah, you guys have been like, is there a way we can push this forward a little? I'm
You're
like,
like, no.
You don't
absolutely
want
not.
You don't want that.
No one is allowed into this
You
house.
think you want that. You don't want
You
that.
don't want that.
But I love
sorry.
you guys. I was just gonna
Aw,
say.
of course, yeah. I mean, I told you guys you were my best friends.
Oh, quality
That's true.
time. That's the last one.
Quality time.
And you're
Quality
still
time.
waiting.
Oh wait, sorry, and we ignored her again, and I spoke. Oh, I'm dying. Oh, Ellie, you're my best friend. I love
Oh,
I love
thank
you.
you, but it's too late.
I'm oh, fuck.
We
Quality.
paused and it's too late.
God damn it.
Speaking of love, that was actually a phenomenal opening, Sydney. Thank you so much. But also, since I know what's happening in this episode, or actually I don't know, you guys might ruin it. But
Well,
the first thing that says on my prep here, it says spring is in the air,
Oh,
which
that's when people want to do it.
the bunnies are mating. The crocus flowers are coming out. The crocuses.
Yeah.
first exactly the crocus is coming out.
Is that what you
is that no? And that's in the Swedish translation of Mulan. And the reason why I think about this is because
Oh boy.
This is not what I thought you were gonna say.
Danger,
Okay,
danger.
Go on.
no, but
Maybe don't.
because we were watching it
Oh, yeah.
together in the first time for me in English.
Oh, okay.
But my favorite line in the Swedish one is that when the Huns come out of the snow, that little dragon Moshu or what? Mushu. He's like,
Moshu.
they came out of the snow like crocus. And I'm like, and then they didn't have that in the English one.
Did
And I'm
they
like,
not?
That's my favorite
They had
joke.
to match the lip flaps.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
I
so funny.
I don't believe in dubs, but I do think that they are doing a great job. Like I prefer subtitles. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, spring is in the air.
Wow.
Now we're in the story.
Yeah, now
Now
it's
we're
time?
playing the
Okay,
game? Okay.
I'm ready.
I don't know. I can.
Oh, we
bullshit
need to
forever.
do the ritual.
Oh.
Astrid Nyberg.
Henrik O'Doherty.
All right, we're in.
Eleanor Di Lorenzo.
Okay. All right. Always gotta jump on the bandwagon, Ellie. That got Anne.
I love that. I love that his joke she does.
We make her laugh. We make her cry.
you
She loves
remind
it.
me of my uncles. They also do that.
That's my love language being compared to your fucking ancient uncles. Jesus Christ.
I have so many.
Never
of them.
felt more
I was gonna say
sensual.
laughing.
Yeah, but they are the best though. It's like you tell them a joke and they're like,
Yeah, it's the thing. My friends used to call me the tea kettle.
Oh my god. Oh my god, it's so fucking accurate. I miss you guys so much.
it's been a while.
It's great to be here.
And we are actually right now, as of recording, we are seeing the first signs of spring in New York City as well. I'm very excited because it's been a long winter. It's been a weird winter as well. We've had like 5 or 6 winter storms
Yeah.
with a lot of snow. A lot more snow than I expect from New York City. I'm used to snow, but this was too much. So after a long winter, you can finally see little flower buds on the trees and crocus. And even if it's still cold, people are out and about finally. And some of them might be skating on the ice if the ice is still around. But otherwise, you're starting to see beautiful flower buds on all of the trees. Astrid, you and Johan is on a walk. And it's been a particularly warm spring April day. It's been a couple of weeks since we left the weird gnome town Nisse town when we had Skid over
Yes.
and he played that Spanish brute.
Oh, that was so good.
Yeah, it was so much fun. But so a couple of weeks since then, Johan and Astrid, you have an entourage of a couple of servants and friends around you. There's a little picnic, and it's in this open field a couple of kilometers outside of the city center of Uppsala. And this part of Uppsala is known as Old Uppsala because it used to be where the city was back in the Viking Age, where the ocean actually stretched all the way to this part. What you know about Old Uppsala is that it used to be called Eastern Arrows, and it was a huge Viking hotspot for pagan, like it was their holy ground. So there was a temple of Uppsala that was located here as well. And so you can feel sort of the spirituality of this whole place. It feels like a sanctuary. It's not scary or creepy or anything. It's just like, gorgeous, beautiful. And so the two of you are walking next to each other. What do you say? What do you do? How are you feeling?
Oh, Johan, it is good to be together. I know you spent a lot of time in the winter on various myriad adventures.
Oh, yes. You've been traveling a lot, my love.
Yes, that is all right still, of course.
Of course. I mean, and I also have been traveling. I just wish we could spend more time together, and I'm so happy you would come with me today.
Well, of course. I mean, seeing the light and the flowers and feeling alive when there's been so much lost is nice.
I can see the two of you is probably walking a little bit ahead of the others, but there's behind you the entourage of Algot is there, and you have a couple of maids carrying a picnic. In front of you, there's like another group of men that are Johan's exactly. Ugh,
Gross.
Johan's co-workers, basically, people he want to settle a deal with. But he's taking his time to make sure that you're okay.
Yeah.
The two of you walk further and you get to three very distinct mounds, big hills. Obviously created by humans, though. They're not natural. And these are the mounds of Uppsala. King graves from the Viking Age. And I'll show you guys a picture because they exist for real. And it's super fucking cool.
They exist for real.
This one was taken in the 18th century.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I'll put it up on our buzzling.
Okay, wait, hold on. Need to clarify though, because those are big mounds.
Yeah.
Are those full of bodies?
One
Like mass graves?
they're full. They used to be, at least before they got scavenged. They carried one king.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or
that's a
three
lot of dirt for one king.
or three kings. I
Yeah,
guess,
well,
but-
they usually have, like, I've been in some burial mounds in Europe where it's like you go inside and the inside isn't even all filled.
Oh, I see. There's like
Yeah.
a doorway and you can like go
Yeah.
in. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I frankly don't know if this one has that. These are from the, I think, 500 like post Christ.
Yeah.
What's that called? Not BC.
BC.
The other one.
AC before Christ?
AC.
I mean, BC is before Christ. AC is after Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
AC. Yeah.
AD.
Thank
AD.
you. Jesus. Thank you.
No,
Brain.
I mean, it is tricky.
Which, when I was little, I used to be like, after death, AD.
Yeah. Wait, that's what
Which
it
I
stands
don't
for.
think it is.
Is
I
it
think it's
not? I
some
thought it was
Latin
after
phrase.
he died.
I don't know. I went to art school. I
Okay,
wasn't hired for this.
Ellie, cut this out. We sound like idiots.
I think these were either built like when this area was the high place of Sweden,
Dang.
which was from 500
Yeah.
to 1200. And so they're very old, and I don't think you can actually access them, but they have been scavenged by thieves, basically. But it used to be a lot of Vikings were buried with their horses, their wives sometimes, who are still alive,
Wow.
which is terrifying when you think about it. But but like a bunch of gold, a bunch of that sort of stuff as well. So these three mounds are very significant. However, there are also smaller mounds scattered all over this field. And then when you reach that point, Johan turns to you and says, "Do you remember that we met each other here for the first time?"
Astrid kind of like smiles and remembers how she had been here with bits of basil and honey dressing the mounds of the ancient warriors, and had been kind of discovered by her husband
Yeah.
at the time. Yeah.
And so I wanted to, and he suddenly seems nervous.
Oh my god.
Oh.
I wanted to give you this. And it's a little package that you can open. I've been noticing how much you seem to love that dog. And
More than me? No.
exactly. You seem to really like him. And Thor is running around.
Yeah.
Um,
Sniffing
and if
everything.
you open the package, it's a silver necklace in the shape of Thor.
Oh my gosh, it look a little cameo boy. Yeah. Oh, you shouldn't have, my dearest darling. And she like kind of leans up into a kiss with him, like kicking her back leg up, like very,
Aw.
very girlishly. And she says, "Well, surely you'll put it on for me."
Of course, of course. Thank you for being the best wife a man could ever hope for.
Anne Richmond is like, this man is about to die.
That's what I also literally thought that as I wrote. Like, I haven't planned for that, but I also was like, holy shit.
This man is about
Am I
to die.
killing Johan?
Kidding.
Um,
Yeah, and she kind of turns around and she, like, once it's on, she like looks up at him and grasps his hand and says, "You know, I'm so lucky to have you."
Thank you, my love. Now I shall try to see if I could potentially settle the deal with those old farts over there.
Yes, and don't take no for an answer.
No, I won't, but frankly, I think Sir William especially, the damn fool, he's getting too old for these sorts of things. But how about you walk around the area for now?
Of course.
Bring whoever you need, and as soon as I'm done, I'm gonna make it up to you. And he says, blushing a little bit, and then he walks away.
Yeah. She kind of blushes and then she goes, "Here, Thor, come here." And Thor comes running up and she goes kind of exploring around the sides of the mounds.
Very nice. Meanwhile, Henrik, from one successful marriage to another.
That's mean. You're being mean to me. You're being mean to Henrik. Stop.
You're returning from Ireland. So Henrik's been gone for a couple of weeks. I don't know what you told Astrid, how specific you were, but you're on your way from Ireland and your wife is not with you. Would you like to briefly just tell us what went down in Ireland?
Yeah. Yeah, Henrik went back to Dublin, where him and his wife were living. Saw Aoife. She started teaching at a school and was actually doing really well. She looked good. She looked healthy. But it was rough just going back and seeing him. Like, at first it was nice because it was just like they've missed each other. They love each other so much. But immediately it fell back into like old ways of unhappiness. And she had clearly moved on, not like she was with somebody else, but just like her life had moved on without him. And he didn't fit in that picture anymore. And she just grew like more upset being around him for other reasons between them. And Henrik knew, like, it's heartbreaking, but like he understands and he respects her too much to try and like fake it. And he's also really happy for her that she's doing so well. So it's this mixed thing. But then she hit him with divorce papers and was basically like, you need to finalize this. I can't do it on my own. I'm a woman. You need to submit the papers and get them notarized for me.
Exactly.
And he did it. Yeah, Henrik left obviously sad. And she said something to him too that just like hurt him more, where she was just like, I hope that you can find the happiness you're looking for. Oof. And it's just like, like he doesn't know, he doesn't know what he's looking for. And this is just another like notch, of just like my fucking life. But he's going back to Sweden because there's nothing for him in Ireland. His practice is done. He like closed up shop there.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's going back.
And work's picking up in Sweden.
He's getting work. He's getting work and making money. And to be honest, like he is happy to be living at Gillenkreutz and like happy to have Astrid in his life. And it's weird though. It's like, he's an adult and now it's like this entire change in his life.
Yeah.
Personality wise and like life-wise.
Right.
But yeah, so that's not doing too well on his marriage because it's over.
Well, on your way back up to Uppsala, you make a little final stop in Stockholm
Oh.
before you make the final trip. Stockholm is around 10 kilometers away from Uppsala, which is, I don't fucking know in your language, but it's like an hour with a car. And Uppsala is this academic, historical university town. Stockholm is bustling with innovation and industrialization. It's the capital of Uppsala, so it's 10 times the size of Uppsala. And now, like as of 2021, the town is gorgeous. But back then, in my game, I see it as being very dirty, very 1870s
Industrial
kind of,
city.
Yeah, like smog everywhere. Segregation, tensions are on the rise between the farmers and the middle class, and thanks to the new developments, especially, it just feels like a dirty town full of hate and anger.
Cool. Why do
Cool,
I stop
love
there?
it.
What am I doing? I get off the
You're like,
train.
I love this. I
Yeah,
feed on this.
I see from the window, and I'm like, looks dirty. I gotta get out there.
Yeah. And while it's not like Paris or London in size, it's still like, it feels like a big town. Or big city even. And you're currently staying at an inn named the Catnip. It's a bit fancier than you might have chosen before, but you're a little richer now than you used to be as well. It's 7 p.m. What do you do?
I think Henrik goes to the bar. If the hotel has a bar, or
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It's
goes to the
always a
local.
bar. Yeah, so you're sitting there having a drink maybe, or a couple, and then you can feel it. Someone is observing you.
I turn around quick.
You immediately recognize the ice-cold eyes of Sigrid Magnusson.
No!
Best of luck, Sid.
You saying... I was like, if she says Susanna,
Oh,
I'm
I
about
know.
to freak out. Okay, but also not good.
Still bad.
Okay, Sigrid. Hey.
She's currently sitting by a table, Aragorn style, just shamelessly looking at you,
Oh.
smoking, because I think that's cool.
Kids don't smoke.
Don't smoke. A weird smile plays on her lips.
Henrik picks up his cup, tries to be as like calm and smooth as possible, and walks up to where she's sitting. Doesn't sit down, but just says, "Hi, Sigrid. What brings you to Stockholm?"
Several affairs. I did not expect to see you here, Mr. O'Doherty.
I did not expect to see you either. Are you staying at the Catnip?
I am. Why don't you have a seat? There are plenty of witnesses here to make it not seem improper.
Oh my god.
He puts his hand on the table and leans in a little bit, and he goes, "Aye," and he sits down, tense, but like he knows he's gonna play chicken with her.
My husband is up in the north, managing logistics. Now when the temperature is finally rising. What a winter.
Is business good at the mine?
It's great.
Great.
It's never been better.
Great.
So how have you been?
Fine. Glad it's getting warmer. I'm glad we both agree on that.
The weather, huh? This is best type of cold time.
Henrik takes like a tense sip through his teeth of his drink.
Oh, I'm sorry. You seem... Are you sick, or... You seem a bit tense.
No, I feel great, actually. Business has been booming for Astrid and I as well.
What have you been up to since I saw you last?
Looking at rocks.
Oh my god.
She smiles with her teeth, like a predator. Well, I realized that you might not want to tell me if you did or did not find that gemstone you were talking about, but it's just that we've invested a lot of money into this venture, and you do know that we are the rightful owners of the materials coming out of our mine. Of course, I will not hold it against you if you decide to keep it.
I'm glad you understand, and surely that would be the case if it did come from your mine. So curious about that mine.
Mm.
Did you find any more coming from there?
Oh, that's classified. I'm sure you understand.
Of course I do. I'm glad we both understand.
We seem to really be understanding each other.
I have nothing but respect for intelligent women, and you appear to be one. So, I will say it again, as I did at the gala when I saw you last. If you have any questions, and you'd like to talk to Astrid and I, you know where to find us at Castle Gillencroots. But if you're just looking for information, I suggest you stop following me and asking.
Following you? Oh, boy, you do flatter yourself. I know that you told me things the day we met, but you're not a scientist. And without the proper knowledge, who knows what might happen?
That I actually do understand. I hope you're careful as well.
Now, if you would like to discuss matters further, I do stay in room 7.
I'm sorry. I'm not even here. I'm scared.
Henrik looks to his right at an invisible Astrid and is like, Astrid, what do I do? What do I do?
I don't know, man.
I wish Astrid was here.
And then she gets up and gently brushes your shoulder.
Is her hand cold?
No,
It's warm?
it is warm. And she's dressed in a red, very form-fitting dress.
Does she look hot?
She is amazing hot. And she doesn't look like 17 anymore. You completely... Like, she has one of those ageless appearances.
She's an elf.
She's a witch! I throw my glass at her.
Burn
Henrik just keeps staring straight, doesn't look at her.
Bye.
Henrik turns around. Bye!
This game is just a series where Ellie tries to seduce Sid
Yeah,
as
wow.
several different people. Some of them dead,
And
some very
The
alive.
only ones that succeed are the ones that I'm like, here's a flashback. You had sex with this person.
That's the only part.
Here,
That's the only
you
way.
did this.
Yeah.
Here's what happened.
Yeah.
Man, I'm trying to also like put my head into the brain space of a man and be like, how much self-control can one man have?
Yeah.
Turning down all these
Yeah.
women.
Why do all these women want to
Why
have
do all these
sex with
beautiful women?
Yeah, I mean, like, 1800s. He has probably not been lucky in a while, considering even.
Fuck.
I mean, because you.
Am
Now
I gonna-
she's setting you up
Am
to
I
be
gonna
thirsty.
have sex with this woman? I think I might. I think I might.
Oh my god, Anne Richmond says do it. I'm not there, but I'm just like,
No,
I
but
wanna
think
know.
I'm thinking about the situation. I'm not trying to like metagame, but I'm like,
Yeah.
he is divorced, coming off a bad time. Probably would love to have sex, and here's this hot woman who he's also trying to get information from. Kind of feel like he can be a little spy, a little spy in the house of love.
I think you should do it.
I think I'm gonna do it. Henrik writes down room 7 on a napkin really
Yeah.
quick so he doesn't forget.
Shaking hand.
So you do approach her, like you try to.
I think that night he lightly on her door around not a bad hour. It's like 7 p.m.
She opens up the door, and has that look on her face that is like, of course. And then, what we see is the doors being shut. Because I am not gonna play any erotic
Oh,
roleplay.
you don't want to have fun with me?
fine.
I
Ellie.
would love to.
Play with
Ellie, you
me.
finally got what you wanted.
Okay, but I do want to say, in the scenario, Henrik isn't going there just because he's a man and he's like horny and wants to have sex.
No.
Henrik is going there thinking like, if I can look around her room,
Yeah.
if I can like keep my wits about me and my perception, like I'll roll whatever you want me to roll too. But he's like trying to soak in more about who she is, what she actually really wants from him.
Oh, it's clear what she wants. Right now, at least.
Well, but that's it too. It's like, does she want to have sex with him? Because he can use that to his advantage in the future, maybe.
He's hot, right?
Yeah. Oh no, he's hot. But yeah, just
think
know
we
that
all know
I'm going
Henrik
in.
hot.
I'm going into this with like a clear head.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You're not. Yeah, exactly. Like you're.
I'm not blinded by her and
No,
being
no.
like, oh.
For sure. But good to know. But we are going back to Astrid. We might come back to.
No boy.
We
Oh my
might come
God.
back to that scene later.
I love it.
You're in the middle of the day,
Okay.
still on the mounds of Uppsala.
The mounds of Uppsala.
As you're walking around, just with Thor hanging out,
Yeah.
you hear singing, like distant singing, coming from the forest. And you see a path. What do you do?
Oh man. So she, as she's come around the side of the mounds, knowing where they were going today, has her honey out, has like a few candles and poultices and things that she was going to set up as altars at the back end of each of these mounds. And she's been busy with that, so she kind of like wipes the honey off of her like slightly sticky hands. She's just considering it, and it's very much that shot of the path to the forest just expanding. Now,
Yep.
what is that kind of shot with like the fisheye lens?
Well,
What is
it's
that called?
not to be too technical, but I think it's when you move the camera while also.
Oh, are you talking about in the
zooming?
background?
Yeah.
So you zoom in as you track out, or vice versa.
But that's basically, you know, the imagery as just like the call to adventure, to understanding, to deeper relationship with the earth is just really pulling her. And she says, "Come on, Thor, let's have a look." She goes slowly walking down the road towards the forest.
And so you follow the singing. You can hear that it's several voices. And as you reach a clearing, you see that there's a group of 7 women dressed in brown. They're all simply sitting down, chanting in a vaguely familiar language, but you're not quite sure what they're saying. Vaguely familiar. It sounds like Swedish, but like also like Icelandic and Norwegian and Danish,
All at once.
all at once.
This is everything.
An older woman is in the middle, and you can see that she seems to be some sort of leader. And she's holding an iron staff that also looks vaguely familiar to you. You would say that it looks like a wand almost. And it has intricate symbols and details, but it does not look like something from this age. And then they go silent. And all 7 of them get up and then just starts walking into the forest without a word, except the older woman.
Astrid kind of watches this and isn't quite sure like whether this is some sort of echo or vision or something, but she takes a step towards the woman and says, "I hope I'm not intruding."
No, I have waited for you, my child. Her back is still turned towards you. And then she turns around and looks at you with kind eyes. Our Lady has been more than generous to us this year. Let me take a look at you, girl. She looks into your eyes. Such fire. Yes, yes, indeed. Indeed, you are the chosen one.
You never want to hear that.
You are the chosen one!
Nope.
Run.
She picks up a walking stick and then turns around. And she also starts walking away. We shall send for you soon.
Who's calling?
And she just continues to walk, ignoring you. And a raven in the tree flies down, distracting you for a moment. And when you look up, she's gone.
Yeah.
And you find yourself alone in the forest.
What's Thor doing? Is he okay? What's his vibe check?
His vibe check is that I haven't thought about that. You tell me.
Okay. Well, if he seems like these people were cool and not terrifying to him, then I feel like the story is that like she looks at him and he's just sitting there like, what's wrong?
He yeah, they don't strike you as any vast or like non what is it called? They don't strike you as ghosts.
Yeah.
They strike you as actual humans.
Yeah. She sort of leans down next to the dog and begins thoughtfully scratching him behind the ears and looking into the darker spots of the woods where all of these people disappeared into them. She just kind of says, "You meet all sorts of people these days. I suppose we wait now. Is that what faith is, my little one?"
Oh no, he's hurt.
Oh my god, what's wrong with you, Thor? Is Timmy in the well?
Fucking dog noise. Astrid?
Oh,
The voice of Johan.
coming! And she kind of like scampers out of the woods with the dog who runs and jumps on Dad.
And we move back to Uppsala. Henrik is finally back. Astrid is finally back. Both of you seem to have an interesting tint to your faces, as if you've either been in the sun or done some other things.
Oh, shit.
What I'm trying to say is that both of you have gotten laid.
Ah, nice. We high five.
Yeah. Okay, got it. Yeah. Hey, good job with your penis.
You
says.
look like you also just had the sex. And I high five Astrid.
So,
Oof. That does not happen. There's no way.
Smack Astrid on the tush.
yeah, exactly. There she is. There she is. I have one question for you two. And I'm not going to cut this out because it's important for me to know, and the listeners, that I'm a bad GM.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever contact Abigail Johnson? Did we
We
ever?
wrote her.
We wrote her
We
a
were
letter.
waiting
Cool.
to hear back. Yep.
Well, you haven't heard back yet.
Damn it.
Okay.
That's the first thing I ask.
Yeah.
Anything from Abigail? He
No.
walks in briskly. He's just like,
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
from Abigail? Hi, Astrid.
No, come here. No, of course not. But look at you. How was your trip? And she kind of like goes to embrace you.
A long trip. And he kind of gives you a half-hearted, like,
Yeah.
tap, tap.
On the tush.
No.
Stop it.
Not on the tush.
Also, those dresses back then had a big ass.
A big
Bustle.
tush.
So you probably
you
would
I
have
wouldn't
much.
reach.
Wouldn't get much from that.
Um,
You gotta really want it.
yeah. Yeah. Ruffling through the dress. Where is it?
There it is.
Trying to
Yeah.
find your butt.
What is this podcast?
I'm
I don't
so
know
sorry.
what happened. We've fallen apart.
Yeah.
You let me have sex one time in the podcast, and I'm gonna ruin the rest of it for the
Yeah.
whole season. He says, it was long, but I'm happy to be back.
We're happy to have you. We did miss you, although we had plenty of fun, didn't we, Johan? She says, as
Oh,
Johan's like disappearing.
Johan is
There's-
drinking something and being like,
Henrik picks up on that immediately, and he's like, "Good for you."
yeah, because I imagine Johan being this, 'cause, you know, like we talked about before, this big man who's just a little socially awkward.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't really know how to deal with these things, and he's like, hey Henrik, I'll be upstairs.
Yeah.
Do you talk about anything else, perhaps, that you?
I do bring up, yeah. I think Henrik mentions that he saw Sigrid in Stockholm, and that he just reiterates how tense it was, and
Sure, it was very hard to
uh,
see her again.
you don't know.
I know. I just that was.
You don't know.
I don't.
Yeah, and he just kind of says, like, we really have to be careful with her because she is, like, up to shit, and I feel like she would do anything for these stones. And I mean, like, that could potentially be hurting you, hurting Johan, hurting Thor.
Well,
Like,
surely you didn't tell her anything.
of course not.
Something that might have come up during your little night is that she did strike you as more apologetic after.
After sex?
After sex, she seemed like she wanted to explain her behavior, so she did talk a little bit about maybe you brought it up or something, but about the boy that went to the asylum, and she seemed to be a little bit more vulnerable than the Ice Queen you've seen before.
So she felt bad about...
Well, she said, like, what you have to understand is that this is for science, and these people would have ended up in the asylum regardless. They are volunteers, basically. So it's like she's trying to morally justify her behavior by basically saying that
They wanted this.
yeah, like we're taking people from the asylum, doing experiments on them, and then sending them back, giving them money for it. But it's like
They're getting
it's
worse.
morally very, very
Yeah.
awful behavior because like these people can't give consent.
And also, it seems like they probably weren't like that before. It seems like they're getting worse when they do the experiments.
Yeah.
But he
and-
he tells
Yeah.
her that too, and explains like it's very confusing because she's really like a hard ass, and then she's also apologetic and like
Yeah.
tries to explain her standing. And then
That sounds incredibly terrifying.
it caught me off guard. I'll say that. Also, I won't be returning to Ireland.
Oh. All right. I mean, that's your business.
Just wanted to let you know I'll be here in Castle Gillencroots for the foreseeable future.
Well, your home welcomes you.
Oh.
Thank you, Astrid.
And I'll try not to ask any pressing questions because I know how much you hate it.
Thank
So,
you, Astrid.
Let's talk more about Sigrid. She just like skirts back around, and she asks a lot more questions about just like her manner, her, things that we've basically touched on. But like she just is like a dog with a bone when it comes to like, but why? Why is she there? Why was
Yeah.
she in Stockholm? What branch of their business is there?
Yeah,
kind of thing.
And I think Henrik's on the same page, and I think he also makes it clear like we need to figure out more about these stones before we try to confront her because she has the upper hand right now.
And we don't have any of them right now, right?
We don't have any stones, and we
Wait.
don't have any information.
You have a blue stone from the Ice Queen.
The real Ice
Oh,
Queen.
yeah. No, that one we have for sure.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the last time we saw
Francis.
her, which was before that. We didn't have any. But
And we don't
now-
have Franz's stone that we never
Yeah.
found.
We have the Ice Queen stone. We don't have Franz's stone, or the that he was wearing in
Right.
the prequels.
Yeah.
But
that
then
he
we
left.
also don't have the other
Sus-
ones that he left.
Yeah.
Yeah. The running theory, I guess, would be that Susanna might have that stone.
Right. And who knows where the hell Susanna is.
Yeah, she's
Yeah, I mean,
probably
I guess
dead.
That. How dare you?
Haha, unless.
Unless I think she says, well, I hate to bring up a sensitive subject, but should we not warn Susanna?
Astrid. Warn Susanna.
She has one of them. I mean,
I wouldn't even know where to find her or how to even look for her, let alone to talk to her. I think Henrik gets mad when you suggest that.
yeah.
He's got a lot of emotions with his other stuff, and he's very
Yeah.
confused right now. And now it's like his wife and Sigrid, and now you're bringing up Susanna, and he's like,
Yeah.
no, all these
It's
women.
too much. It's too much. Yeah.
He
She-
blows up a little bit.
Yeah, she kind of like puts up her hands and takes a few steps back and says, all right. I realize I did not come at that with a solution. I want to make sure that these stones are protected, that they are in the right hands, and maybe she is fine wherever she is doing whatever she does.
No, you're right. I'm sorry. Long trip, a lot on my mind. I didn't mean to yell at you. That's a good idea. If Susanna possibly does have the stone or some part of it, we shouldn't discount that. It's important, and honestly, she's dangerous.
There's also well, this is terrible, but the possibility that if we feel she is on our tail, that we use her resources to find Susanna.
Secrets.
Yes. I mean, maybe she knows more and has people she can devote to the task. I mean, she clearly wants these things.
We'd be putting a lot of eggs into her basket.
Keep your enemies close.
All right, so as you guys wrap up this conversation, Astrid, you notice a raven outside. It's looking at you. And then Algut comes in. My lady Astrid, there's a Miss Haraldsdottir here to see you. She said you were expecting her.
Oh, yes. Show her in. And she, they're in the morning room, I imagine, which is basically just like a living room specifically for receiving people. And she kind of like quickly tries to move some flowers slightly on the table, and she says, I don't know how to prepare for this. But she says it to the raven out the window. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing.
The raven poops and flies away.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Good.
Henrik is still there.
Yeah.
Emily Haraldsdottir walks in. It's not the old lady. It's a short, black-haired woman. Big, beautiful brown eyes. She's young, around your age. And dressed in a common dress with the Uppsala University emblem on her chest. So you can assume that she's a student. She looks at Henrik in a very shy way and then starts blushing as soon as he meets her eyes.
We get that a lot.
Henrik just looks at Astrid like,
Good day, Astrid.
Welcome. Please, be seated. Make yourself comfortable.
And she sits down. Alget pours her some tea. She just holds the cup, doesn't drink. I was sent here by Velva Eira. And she hands over a letter.
Yeah, she carefully reaches forward and just like grasps it and looks at the writing. Is there any writing on the envelope?
It says for Astrid.
Yeah, and she opens it and begins to read.
You shouldn't be reading it in the presence of...
Oh.
And she looks at Henrik.
oh, should I?
You know what? Why don't... I think this is fine. And she like looks at you and at Alget and says, I'll call you back in a moment.
Aye. And he goes, pardon me, and nods at the
Yeah.
girl and at Astrid and just
Yeah.
kind of waits outside. Like, they're glass French doors, so he kind of waits outside and he's like,
Yeah. She looks at you like, what's this teenager gonna do to me?
Yeah.
But like, scared.
He's so handsome, she says.
Yeah. She kind of smiles and scratch it, like she's like half leaning down, scratching Thor on the head, and she kind of pats him on the rump, and he goes over and jumps up on the couch next to her and like distracts her because she doesn't want to hear about how hot her friend is while she's trying to have a moment. No, so she opens the letter and begins to read.
All it says is that it seems to be an invitation of some sort. There's runes in it as well.
That's so fucking cool.
But you can't really... I mean, you could probably study them later
Yeah.
to see what they mean. The invitation is a secret society invitation, and it seems that they are devout to Freya, the old Norse goddess. They say that you've been chosen to attend, and they will await your presence on Valborg night. And then they're saying you're not allowed to bring any men. You must properly clean yourself 2 days in advance. Otherwise, come as you are, they say. And that's it. And Emily is looking at you.
Will you be attending?
Of course, it's the most special day of the whole year. I think this year will be good for me. I've been waiting for so long.
Should I be concerned? Is this dangerous at all?
Dangerous? Not at all. This is a celebration of love and spring. Spring is coming. But I'm not allowed to speak of it anymore. But
Of
just
course.
please follow the instructions and be on time and know that you are loved and you are a gift. I must go now.
Yeah.
And she gives Henrik one more look and then hurries off.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, so she like tucks everything away and invites Henrik back in to the morning room. And when Alget is not invited back in for this conversation, that's like a whole other thing. The most curious thing happened to me the other day at the Mounds. I was visiting with Johan. He was busy on business, but there were these women in a circle, all of them harmonizing with one another, singing in a language both otherworldly and yet entirely familiar. It felt like an ancient truth. And they spoke to me, and they weren't spirits. They were real, they were flesh and blood, I think. I can only wonder at what they might be looking to achieve in their rites, but spring brings new life and love and growth, and under Freya's eyes it is always a time of great celebration and great acceptance. And I think I need to see it through. I haven't exactly been a closed book about what it is I'm on about, but the truth is I draw my strength, my resolve, my knowledge, and my very self from Freya.
Astrid, you should absolutely go. But you feel it's safe?
No, I don't feel
Okay.
it safe. I mean, people who believe in these things, it's sort of accepted, right? In the older places, the earth, that the old ways are respected and woven into daily life, as we've seen. But to actually practice in a group like this, I've never had the chance to experience it. And while I want to respect what it is they're trying to achieve, I would like you to be there, and perhaps I will bring Thor, and if something were to happen, I know he will come find you.
If my understanding's correct, you want me to be there at a distance. Assuming that, because I was asked to leave the room, I don't think they'd want me at a ritual.
No, they don't like men, but she did like you. I mean, you really do have a way
All right.
with young women.
Okay. We're not going to talk about that.
I know. It's just sort of, I mean,
It's comical at this point.
yeah.
I would say there was a bunch of requirements probably in the letter, but it was very clear that you have to attend alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
No dogs.
Oh, no dogs.
No men.
No
Okay, great.
dog. It says
No
specifically
dog.
no
Damn it.
skateboarding,
Exactly.
no dogs.
Foxhounds.
Oh, sorry. There is small print here.
Yeah,
No
exactly.
foxhounds named Thor, especially
And
not.
Thor goes,
Yeah.
but Henrik, I mean, understands, but he's basically like, do what you want, but yeah, let me be somewhere near, like, let me know where it is and when you're going, and
Yeah.
I will be on call.
Yeah.
Like, in case.
She describes it, and yeah, she describes like where she had been before, and you know where she thinks it's going to be based on that. But she just says, this is something I have to do, and if I cannot be, I know it seems silly, but if I cannot be connected in this way, then I just don't know why I've been walking on this path. It has to be done.
And so, like she said, the Night of Valborg, which is a huge celebration in Uppsala. Like most traditions and holidays we have in Sweden, the why is not as important as how. People believe that this was sort of a spring awakening ritual because you start off celebrating all day and then there's a bonfire in the evening. But as a student, it's my favorite day because you start off with a champagne breakfast and no one can afford real champagne, so it's like whatever $5 sparkling wine you can find. and after that, being a little drunk, you go to the Fyris River, which is this river that runs through all of Uppsala, and you see very drunk students trying to survive while they're jumping on their homemade boats.
Oh, yeah. You told me about
Yeah.
this. Oh, this is it. Oh,
Yeah.
man. Okay, yeah. All the college kids make boats out of, like, random materials.
Yep.
Oh, we used to do that in my school in the
Did you-
spring.
did you?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's a fun
never did
tradition,
this.
and it's like funny boats. People have like one year was like the Titanic. So
That would be my boat every year because
Yeah.
it would sink.
yeah, and like it's already been sinking. Like
Oh
so, it's
my
half the
God.
Titanic. It's very funny. And then you go to a club in the middle of the day, spray champagne on each other. It's still not real champagne, and it goes crazier and crazier. And if you're still alive by that time, then you go to the bonfires. And there's several of them, but the biggest one is in Old Uppsala. Imagine all of this, but in the 19th century. So whatever the version of this was in the 19th century, a lot less clean and more smallpox, I guess.
Oh man, I love to imagine that that's when she and Johan met at that
Oh.
bonfire.
Oh, so cute.
Because that would absolutely be when she was doing those rites.
Oh, for sure. And also, yeah, I wrote down here that a lot of teenagers have sex for the first time at these bonfires.
Yeah.
Especially the Old Uppsala one. Not me. I didn't lose my virginity there. That was another one.
Jesus Christ, Ellie.
But the two of you find yourself back at the old Uppsala bonfire. Johan is there, Algid is there, like you're surrounded by friends and family, and you've been partying all day. Maybe Astrid took
Are
it a little.
are we drunk?
Henrik probably is, because
Yeah.
it's hard to say no on this day.
It's true.
Astrid is probably less drunk, simply because it just wasn't accepted for you to get blackout drunk back then.
Yeah.
But Henrik and Johan is super drunk. He is so drunk that he can't stand. And he is, trying to talk to you of like, Astrid, I've always loved you. I really want you
Yes,
to know
darling.
that. Oh, and I'm in so much pain.
Oh no.
Yeah.
My belly.
She's just now sort of realizing the roots of this infertility ritual, and like probably their past going
Yeah.
to this event, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's just a lot.
Will you rub my belly tonight?
Of course, darling. Let's talk about that later.
Yeah.
You know what you should do? You should lie here and look up at the stars.
Algid walks over and is like, there you go, my lord. Another glass of whiskey, because
God.
back then they have no idea how to deal with this.
She
Astrid, Lady Astrid, I'll take him home.
Good,
Do not
yes.
worry.
Look after him. I want to stay for a bit more, I think.
Henrik also intercepts the whiskey.
Yeah.
And he's kind of like, oh, that was for me, Algid. Thank you. And he clasps Johan on the back and he goes, you're all right.
And Johan gets, somehow you and Algid
Get him into a carriage.
Yeah, exactly, get like, probably, like you're carrying this gigantic man
God.
onto a carriage. It's like a sack of potatoes, and you're just like,
Oh my God.
and then Algid brings him home. Henrik, you stay, enjoying yourself. Astrid, you see the full moon rise.
Ooh.
Yeah, tis time.
Tis time.
The witching hour.
I'm so excited and so scared.
I'm so scared.
And as Astrid leaves, Henrik, you stay, perhaps a little nervous, but then you see Sigrid.
What the? She is following me.
This is the greatest day of my whole life.
And she notices you, but she does seem surprised to see you, because her husband is also standing there.
No.
And we'll have to continue this next
No,
week.
Ellie, why are you like this? I just want to be a cool priestess. Just let it
Too
happen.
much is happening. Henrik can't deal.
Oh
my
this is
God.
gonna be a fun night, guys.
Oh, shit.